Scan Haver. Scar Haver. Not Scan Haver. I was like, Scan Haver. That doesn't make sense. Scar Haver. Scar. That makes a little bit more sense. It's our next offer. No offers page again. No offers page again. So they wrote one of the Huldufólk. Whatever that means. I can only see this is going to take me some time. Okay, here we go. Upper class Euclid. Special containment procedures. In an area of 4 square kilometers around the projected location of -1 to be designated site 431 and fenced off. Civilians who enter the area to be removed with a minimum of force. Site 431 is to be staffed at all times by no less than 3 researchers and 2 guards, all of whom are to be fluent in Icelandic and experienced with the raising of livestock. Researchers assigned to Site 431 are to be trained in the handling and care of rare books. Ordinary operation of the farm located at Site 431 is to continue at all times, and any living adult heirs of Hjörtur Armansson, legal owner of the farm prior to the establishment of Site 431, are to receive equal shares of a monthly stipend consisting of 1/2 of the farm's net profit. At no time is any significant alteration to the main Site 431 construction to be made, and any damages which occur are to be repaired immediately. Interpretation of what constitutes a major alteration to the structure is to be left to the discretion of the director of Site 431. Former -2 instances are to be housed in the standard security locker in the cellar of the main Site 431 structure. Active -2 instances are to be accessible to all site research personnel and kept on the ground floor of the main Site 431 structure at all times. Access to Form -2 instances is to be approved of the site director only. The tunnel which leads to -1 is not to be entered or interacted with without prior approval from the site director. Individuals who enter the tunnel housing -1 are to be transported off-site and interviewed. If the individual is found to have become a -3 instance, they are to be administered amnestics and released. Otherwise, they are to be released immediately. Any Foundation personnel assigned to Site 431 and known to be susceptible to becoming a -3 instance are to immediately reassigned to another location. For once, we usually get them reassigned once the shit already happened. So the fact that they're like, hey, if you guys don't feel like you can handle this, we'll pull you somewhere else. Any signs of unprecedented activity by -1 are to be reported immediately to Regional Director Vigdil Vilhelmsdottir. Full adherence to the laws of the Republic of Iceland is to be maintained by all Site 431 personnel whenever possible. Description: -1 is a presumed humanoid of unknown appearance located 11 kilometers north of the village of Skaftarhepur in the... I probably butchered that so much. In the Republic of Iceland, -1 was discovered by Foundation agents on the 1973-1-27 shortly following the eruption. And an abnormal number of visitors in the farm that Site 431 is now located on were detected. The reason for this visitation has not been clearly established, but investigation of the property revealed multiple anomalous effects were present. Most immediately notable, there's a rough circular tunnel 1.4 meters in diameter at its mouth located near the center of the property, which no foundation employees were immediately able to penetrate. Initial attempts to explore the tunnel invariably resulted in agents quickly becoming lost and returning to the entrance without ever discovering an opposite into the tunnel. Despite the tunnel appearing to be almost entirely straight. Prior to the discovery of object currently classified as -1, assumed to be housed within and responsible for the anomalous property of the tunnel. The tunnel itself was initially classified as -1. Interviews of the residents of the farm revealed a number of superstitious beliefs regarding -1, most prominently a belief that there was a fairy, troll, elf, or member of the Huldufólk living inside the tunnel, and that it controlled access to a deeper extent of the tunnel. Here we go. Icelandic and Faroes? Is it Faroes? Or is it just Faroese? Term meaning hidden people. Okay. Like hidden folk, basically. Huldufólk, hidden folk. Interviews also revealed that I have something in my eye now. Great. Like always. Interviews also revealed that the residents credited this entity with success of the farm over the course of several generations, which most residents nearby readily supplying anecdotes of unusual good fortune occurring on the farm. Of course it does. Of course they're like, people, it helps our farmland. Like good old deities back in the days. While residents were initially willing to answer the question of Foundation agents and host them within the farmhouse, all were adamant that nobody outside of the family of Huldufólk Amundsen would be permitted to enter the cellar of the house. Foundation agents initially agreed to this, but took the opportunity to investigate the cellar as soon as the house was fully vacant of all residents. And that's where it goes wrong. In the cellar of the farmhouse, Foundation agents discovered a storage chest containing 26 handwritten journals dating from the apparent establishment of the farm in 1787 to the then present year. A 27th journal was found on the writing desk, vibrating open to a blank entry dated to the current day. When the object currently designated -2 was approached by a Foundation agent, the text appeared on opening page stating, "I will be notifying the residents of your intrusion." Oh shit. Oh shit. Get out there. Run! The Foundation agents investigated the site and departed to avoid confrontation. Upon receiving reports of their findings, the Foundation applied all necessary pressure to obtain legal ownership of the property now designated Site 431 and to acquire all 26 journals understood to be former -2 instances. The active -2 instance was not recovered and is assumed to have been taken by one of the Site 431 former residents, but it has not been discerned who took it or where it has been relocated to. Attempts to locate -2 instances attempts to locate the -2 instance active at the time of the discovery of SCP 2436 are ongoing. If not known if -2 instances are capable of being used to communicate with -1 remotely from the area of Site 431. The active -2 instance on the Foundation controller has never demonstrated this ability, but the nature of the object makes conclusive findings on this matter an impossibility. Following the initial assignment of Foundation personnel to Site 431, the removal of all civilians from the area on the 1937 2nd, 5th, the ground surrounding the main Site 431 structure in a radius of 20 meters shook violently for a period of 5 days. No damage to the structure was sustained. At the cessation of the shaking, a journal of similar size and composition to the 26 former -2 instances was found at the doorstep of the main Site 431 structure. Inside, a journal entry dated to 1973 2nd 10th was found, saying the following. I was not familiar with your organization until the arrival of your spies some days ago. I'm not impressed with what I understand to be its purpose. I'm not impressed with what I understand to be the methods by which it functions. I am pleased that your organization has displaced those that I have made a pact with. I do not intend to cooperate with your organization objectives in this or any other place. I will advise that others do not cooperate with your organization. I will not tolerate interruption or disruption of my duties for the duration of your stay here. I would be well pleased if you were to return legal ownership in the eyes of the Republic of Iceland to those I have previously approved. Okay, so the place that we bought, right? "19 days following the establishment of SCP of Site 431. After several attempts to explode the tunnel, housing -1 resulted in failure. Researcher Jonah Steinstottir underwent an unauthorized expedition into the tunnel while off duty, apparently prompted by a message in -2 directed specifically to her, which she blotted out in ink prior to leaving the main Site 431 structure. Researcher Jonah Steinstottir evidently successfully navigated the tunnel and reached -1, whereupon either direct contact or verbal conversation with the object caused researcher Jonah to believe that it was imperative that Site 431 be abandoned and the Foundation containment of SB 2436 discontinued. Oh, okay, sure, yeah, as if that's going to happen. Following her return to the surface, researcher Jonah attempted several acts of covert sabotage of Site 431, including the destruction of Foundation's firearms, equipment, and food and medical supplies. Research Jonah's sabotage attempts did not include any activities that could have directly caused damage to the main Site 431 structure or the health of any Foundation personnel. 3 hours after her return to the surface, research Jonah was apprehended and, following an analysis of her behavior, was designated as the first known -3 instance. An interview followed, which, in combination with the collection of former -2 instances located at Site 431, contributed most of the information we have about the motives and habits of -1. So we have the short excerpt of interview 1, 1973, third first. Researcher Hakan Stephenson. Hello, -3. Would you like to discuss what motivated you to destroy Foundation property earlier today? Oh my god. 22 seconds. 22 seconds pass in silence. You're using your interview voice on me. On me. I know your wife, Hakon. I'm following standard procedure. -3 lasts for a period of 21 seconds. Fuck, I know. -3 lasts for an additional 13 seconds. We don't belong here. What we're doing here is a distraction to it. The -1, to -1. It doesn't need us to contain it, and we don't need it to understand what it's doing. It hasn't left that hole in the century. And this belief motivated you to destroy Foundation supplies and equipment. I know it was silly and impulsive. I was emotional. I knew none of you would listen to me. And destroying that shit while everyone was asleep seemed like the best way to motivate you to leave. At least for a while. Maybe long enough to think of something else. Not all Site 431 personnel were asleep while you accessed the equipment and supplies you destroyed last night. Will you care to explain how you avoided detection for so long? No. Many of the objects that you destroyed following your emergence from the tunnel housing -1 show signs of being crushed as if by hydraulic piston or similar devices, but no tools of the nature is located at Site 431. Could you explain how you achieved this effect? No. Can you describe the physical appearance of -1? Oh yes, I won't ever forget what it looked like. It's big, 2.5 meters tall at least, wide, maybe 3 or 4 times the size of a man. He has 2 arms and 2 legs, but it doesn't look human. It's more like a bat or a mole. Its voice is hard to describe. It's like crystal. It's gentle and clear. Everything about it is like that. The place it lives is a hole in the ground, right? Dirt and stone. Everything there is dirt and stone, but it feels like a home. It feels like walking into somebody's home, somebody who's been waiting to receive you as a guest for a long time, somebody who cleaned and decorated just for you. That's what Dash 1 looks like. Do you follow? I see. Would you be able to describe what Dash 1 appeared to be doing in the tunnel? It has referred in Dash 2 to its duties. Was there any indication of what those were? Oh yes. That was why it brought me down here. It's concerned that Foundation containment protocols and experiment will keep it from protecting us. It's said to monitor the movement of the Earth, not through space like within the Earth. It said it's trying to supervise those movements, make them clean. It said I think it was talking about tectonic activity. And you believe Dash 1 to be capable of influencing tectonic activity? That it is influencing tectonic activity for our benefits? I believe that, yes. I can't explain this. It didn't give me proof. Not behind its ability to influence the rocks and soil in the area of site 431, but I believe it. I wasn't insincere. I don't believe it lied about anything. I'm not sure it's ever lied about anything. I see. Following this interview as a God. Wake up, me. I can feel my whole body just getting loopy. We still have 3 more SCPs to read afterwards. Following this interview, an attempt to alter the memories of researcher Jonah through the use of proto-amnestics in order to forget her encounter with Dash 1 proved successful in killing her desire to circumvent containment. Following this, researcher Jonah's classification as and Dash 3 instance was suspended. 40 minutes following the subversion in researcher Jonah's classification, a new message was found in Dash 2 as follows. I can see clearly that I was correct in assuming the words of your organization. You plunder and destroy what is not used to take. You have no respect for the natural rights of others, only for your own control. You have no respect for your stated purpose. Yeah, that's fair. That's basically how every SCP feels. It's like, hey man, I'm just stuck here. Following the reception of this message, the main Site 431 structure experienced tremors for a period of 1 hour. No damage to the structure was sustained. Experimentation and observation over the course of SCP-2436 containment has shown that susceptibility to becoming and Dash 3 instance correlates strong with high levels of empathy and low levels of loyalty in the Foundation, where applicable. Correspondingly, civilians and non-violent D-class personnel who enter Site 431, in particular but not exclusively those who interact with the active Dash 2 instance housed there, are at significantly more risk of becoming Dash 3 instances than traditional employed Foundation personnel. Notably, though Dash 3 instances demonstrate an ability to destroy materials as if by crushing them with great force, this ability has never been directly observed and does not appear to correspond to any increase in the physical strength or other abilities of Dash 3 instances. This ability is completely non-evident in all former Dash 3 instances. Addendum 1. Dash 2 instances represent a significant wealth of knowledge regarding the nature and intentions of Dash 1, both in regards to the composition, and to the text written within them. All known former -2 instances are 18.3 times 13.1 times 2.6 centimeters in dimensions. 81 pages in length and bound with horse leather. The active -2 instances located at site 431 appears to be bound in wolf leather, but it's otherwise identical to previous instances. All subsequent -2 instances appear to be based on the first known -2 instance, a journal originally owned by Bjartur Eriksson. Footnote. Oh my god. Original found of the farm upon which site 431 is now located, and direct ancestor of Shorter Amundsen, owner of the farm immediately prior to its seizure by Foundation. The first -2 instance appears to have been used for some time preceding the establishment of the farm, and the first 23 pages are filled with the owner's thoughts regarding agriculture, religion, then contemporary politics, and his personal life. Part way through the 24th page, text written in a different handwriting begins to appear. Subsequently to this, most text written in the original handwriting appear to be directed at -1, which -1 inconsistently responds to. Included below are several notable excerpts for both former -2 instances and the active -2 instance. Okay, well, we have I assume these are the years. 1788, 5th 22, earliest known communication by -1. And written by -1, I have noticed that you have recently acquired ownership of a plot of land under the laws of the Kingdom of Denmark, and have begun to construct a home in that land. It is my understanding that you intend to begin using this land for agricultural purposes, and you have purchased a number of horses to that end. I have no wish to interfere in this enterprise, given the considerable investment it must have required to obtain horses in the current environment. However, I've been living on the land in question for some 5 years now, and relocation is untenable. Therefore, I believe we must establish certain rules between us. First, you must not enter the tunnel located 742 paces east by northeast from the location to the home you are currently constructing without invitation. Secondly, you must not block or prohibit others from accessing this tunnel. In return, I will assume responsibility for the conduct of any visitors brought here by the tunnel, and ensure that no mortal power comes to harm you or your heirs without rightful legal authority so long as you live here. It's my intention to share this living space amicably. You may respond to me by writing in this journal. I will see it. Let me just position myself a little bit different. There we go. I apologize for making use of your personal property to deliver this message, and I'm glad that it is no longer a private text. I can promise that I have not read any previous entries in this journal and do not intend to do without permission. If you acquire another like it, I can promise not to affect it in a similar way. In the future, I will supply all necessary means of communication myself. No, subsequent to this, Bjartur almost immediately agreed to the terms given at -1 after a request at -1, please be careful with his horses. Mentioning that they were difficult to acquire, -1 responded with an empathetic assurance that it is intended to do so. Well then, you sassy bitch. 1791. And written by -1. I have just received news that the Reverend in has passed away. This grieves me gently, and I wish to extend my condolences. If every village had a reverend like him, I might be able to leave this place. Unfortunately, I don't think his like will be seen again for some time. I would appreciate if you could learn, if you could inform his widow that I too must mourn his loss the next time you visit. I'm gonna stand up. Just so we, get a little bit. Stand up and walk. Just to get a little bit of weight again, and we'll close the window for now. We'll reopen it before I sleep, because I feel like the cold air is also making me sleepy. Okay. I'm gonna do this a little bit different here. Okay. There we go. A week later, Piotr claimed to have informed the Reverend's widow of -1's message. Piotr makes no further claims within former -2 instances of communicating to any individual outside of his wife and children regarding the existence of -1, and it is indeterminate to what degree any individual now living in close proximity to -1 were aware of it at this time. 1831, 2nd, 27th to 1831, 3rd, 1st, which is, hey, it is the first. Okay, here we go. Entry written by Asmundur Bjarnason and -1. I, Asmundur Bjarnason, have always heard from my father that you, the elf living under my home, have promised to protect my family and his hair so long as we live to here and stay out of your home. I swear I have read my father's journal and I have witnessed your promises. I write to you now to tell you that you have not kept your promises. My sister Lara Bjarnadóttir has disappeared while cleaning the stables. She has not taken food with her. She has not taken a blanket. I've been out all night looking for her and found nothing. My sister has disappeared from the home you have promised to protect. I demand that you should find her. I demand that you make her safe. I intend to. Entry written by. Okay. Thank you for the recovery of my sister. I need to be careful. My sister Laura, we've been worried sick here these past few days. Laura has told me that you found her hungry and bleeding and lost and did not leave until she was seated and whole and home. I, Asmundur Bjarnason, apologize for battling. I did not keep her public. No matter what I do. What if I chew some bubble gum? That will keep me awake. You're very welcome. In the future, please do not hesitate to inform me of all problems like this. I'm basically down here, but I know that your sister is beset by terrors, and I take my promises very seriously. The safety in that all of your father's hairs is very important to me. This is the first known occurrence of usage of -2 instance to communicate with -1 by an individual other than Piotr Eriksson. Most significantly, this is the only recorded mention throughout the former Dash instance of Dash 1 leaving its town for any period of time. Judging by previous entries in Dash 2 instances by Pjotr and subsequent entries by Asmundur, the terrorist that Laura Pjatursdottir was beset by appeared to be hallucination caused by a non-anomalous schizophrenia spectrum disorder. You say that. Wow, it's already almost a 3-hour read, goddamn. 1949, 6/15. Entry team to be written in by Arman Olvirsson and Dash 1. So we have who drove down to yesterday to visit the girl he's sweet on. When he got back, he told me that the closer he got to, the worse the roads got. Even the roads going west towards looked like it was a worse repair than the one going home. You know, a road isn't paved properly, right? It's just dirt. Driving back and forth home from like we do could be torn for hell by now. Is that you doing? Dash 1, I have always tried to help make life on this farm easier for your family where I can. You said that before. Following discovery of the entry, Site 431 personnel dug a trench inside the road leading to the village of about a kilometer outside of Site 431 in order to test if Dash 1 would repair it. After a period of 1 month, no anomalous change to the trench was detected. It was filled in by Site 431 personnel. It is uncertain if Dash 1's ability to affect the soil further than 2 kilometers from its location is inhibited, or if it was unwilling to produce a similar effect for the benefit of Foundation personnel as it was for Site 431's previous inhabitants. Dash 1 was responsive to questioning on the subject. However, following this event, a soil survey of Site 431 was carried out. It was noted that the area of Site 431 contains an abnormal, though not necessarily anomalously, high level of nutrients suitable in the growth of grass. Suitable to the growth of grass, suitable for horse feeds. Oh, okay. Didn't know what. I didn't think having suitable twice like that works, but okay. 1987, 12/10. Written by Dash 1. There's another hair of Roger Amundsen's. I will have to insist you begin including as a recipient of a monthly steep end we have agreed on. Her name is Amelia Heimir-Stottir, and is Stottir like daughter? And although she's only 16 and not agreed, because like we have son and daughter, so I assume if it's like Amundsen, it's like if that's supposed to be like son and daughter is supposed to be daughter. Who knows? And although she's only 16, not agreed to be an adult by either the laws of the Republic, Icelandic, where she was born, or the Kingdom of Denmark, where she currently resides. She is currently living independently with no income in the city of Aarhus. This is unacceptable. It is mere necessary. It is a more necessity that she be included as a recipient of the agreed steep end. She has no access to a bank account, no fixed addresses, and so transferring funds to her may be more complicated than to the others hers. But I have confidence in your organization's ability to fulfill its obligation. Note: Amelia Heimir-Stottir was located by the Foundation agent on Our host following a brief investigation and an arrangement to distribute a portion of the strip and associated with the profits of the farm located at Site 431 were made. In the course of investigation, many questioned individuals in Aarhus did not recognize the name Amelia Hamil's daughter, but gave and responded to the description of her as the girl with the old diary. Given that the active -2 instance immediately prior to Foundation seizure of the location of Site 431 has yet to be recovered, an investigation was initiated to discover if it was Amelia's possession for a period of 3 weeks. No Foundation agents reported witnessing her carrying any items that could plausibly be described as an old diary. 23 days into the investigation, Amelia was seen carrying a leather-bound journal of dissimilar proportion and composition to all known -2 instances. On recovery of the items, Foundation agents, it was analyzed and determined to have no anomalous properties. Then returned to Amelia. Attempts to locate missing -2 instances are ongoing. Hey, I feel your Foundation. Sometimes, you know, when you want to be a completionist and try to find all the items, and then it's just one, and you're like, where the hell could this be? I get it. Then 2. The Ashman's exact location is difficult to ascertain. Use of sonar and other imaging technologies invariably results in pictures of completely solid ground throughout the projected areas of the tunnel the Ashman inhabits. Additionally, because personnel sent to investigate the tunnel invariably return to the surface, either claiming to have found the tunnel impossible to navigate or having become -3 instances. Attempts to explore the tunnel manually have been halted indefinitely. Following Experiment Series B, attempts to explore the tunnel through use of drones or to penetrate the tunnel from another location have been halted indefinitely. And then we have Experiment Series B log. Experiment B1, 1973-6/8. 6 camera-mounted drones were sent into the tunnel in 4-hour intervals over the course of 1 day. Result: all the drones sent into the tunnel immediately shut down upon going deeper than 5 meters past the entrance. 5 of the drones were recovered outside the tunnel a week later. A message was found in -2 shortly beforehand stating, "You may have lost, may have most of these back, but I will need to keep one for examination." All 5 drones resumed normal operations once removed from Site 431. Experiment B2, 1973-6/11. Excavation equipment was brought to dig into the tunnel and from the side, attempting to bypass -1's ability to control, was able to reach it through the tunnel. Result: all excavation equipment shut down after digging further than 1 meter into the ground near the tunnel. No cause for shutdown could be ascertained. Removed from Site 431. All equipment resumed normal function. No new messages found in -2. Experiment B3, 1973, 6th, 13th. Manual excavation was attempted through use of simple hand tools. Result: digging end of each hand tool was invariably broken off from the handle shortly after excavation began, irrespective of the tool's material composition. No method of avoiding this result is evident. No new message found in -2. Experiment B4, 1974, 6th, 13th. D-class personnel were instructed to excavate the area manually without the assistance of tools. -2 began to shake violently 11 minutes after the experiment began, and continued to shake for another 3 minutes until a researcher opened it inside, and a new message stated, "Please do not make me do this," was found written. Experiment aborted. Sorry about that reading, guys. Ooh. once you retire, it's just it gets more of a struggle, doesn't it? Because I even forgot that it's supposed to be a human that this SCP is about, like, oh, a humanoid, you know. I completely lost track of what the hell I read. So I will be honest with that, sadly. I sadly lost track what this SCP is about. It's the truth. It's the truth. Exhaustion got to me, and I reached the reading out loud but not pertaining any information. Which is always that's why I don't like being tired when I do these streams, because I'm like, no, I need to actually, you know, be able to understand what the hell it is. Because especially for afterwards when I do the thumbnails and all that stuff, I'm like, I need to actually understand what it does. Otherwise, I'm just first of all, it's showing no. I don't know. In my head, I'm just like disrespecting the author, because like I'm like reading is something that they wrote, but then I'm also like, I'm like, oh, I don't remember a single thing I just read, which is just wild to think about. But yeah, it's because I'm trying to be like, you know, not faint.